It is, I'm under the impression that everyone is dealing with some sort of mental disorder, some sort of mental chaos. Things are not all in a equanimous state in their mind. And some people are diagnosed with many different mental disorders. Many of them stem from anxiety and depression. And what I've noticed, many people come to me, I don't know why it is, but people come to me to talk about things, to get things off their chest. So I'm apparently a therapist of some sort, and I found a commonality. And the common question I ask people now is, when was the last time you created something? And usually the depression has set in right at the moment where they stop taking on or working on whatever project it is. If we look at grandma, for example, you see grandma's happy. Every time you come over, grandma's knitting a quilt or something like that. And you're like, why is grandma living to 100 years old? Well, she's practicing her God faculty. If we were to try to succinctly describe what God is, maybe we can say God is a creator. And if ye are gods, as the Bible states, and we are many versions of God and his creations, then we are meant to create. So any human being that is not creating is not living up to their God potential. And that is going to create some sort of mental disorder in your mind. And you're not going to know why. But it's because you are not creating. We need to have these projects. We need to have something that we're working on, something that we love, something that we're passionate about, and do that daily. It has to happen daily. And like I said, the commonality I saw with people were they got away from that. Some people are artists, et cetera, et cetera. And I asked them, when was the last time you made some art? They're like, oh, it's been 2 weeks. Oh, there you go.
Envision a sanctuary where community and sustainability are the cornerstones of living. In this haven, every family is able to grow their own food, children flourish through homeschooling tailored to unlock their full potential, and education extends beyond textbooks, instilling self-worth and a deep understanding of the world around them. Here, goodwill isn't just an ideal, it's the essence of daily life, where respect for law and order harmonizes with the community's resourcefulness. This place isn't just a dream, it's a call to action for everyone who believes in a better, more connected way of living. Join us in building a future where each individual's contributions create a tapestry of enduring harmony and prosperity. Join us in Hotepistan.
You know, it's grifting season when they bring out the white George Floyd. The Grift Report starts right now.
2, 1, boom. Hotep Jesus.
Of all the Jesuses I know, he's the Hotepiest. Social scientist and YouTube host, Hotep Jesus.
How the fuck do you get a name like Hotep Jesus?
The one and only Hotep Jesus.
Ryan Sharp, better known to the world as Hotep Jesus.
Hotep Jesus. Hotep Jesus. Hotep Jesus.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
Somebody said, what do you think you are, some kind of Hotep Jesus?
Ooh,
and
that's
I was
good.
Just like, ooh, that's sexy. Yes, I do think I'm Hotep Jesus.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever you are in the world, and welcome to the Grift Report, live Monday through Friday, 2 p.m. Eastern. I'm your host, the Grift God.
Hotep Jesus. Hotep Jesus. Hotep Jesus.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
Oh, this a real Hotep brother.
Hotep to the chat. Hotep to the Hotepistanis.
Hotep.
Halima's in the house.
Oh, this a real Hotep brother.
What up, Halima? Miss you, miss you, miss you. Hope all is well. Hopefully Trudeau is treating you well. Shout out Hotep CPA, Haram Life. Haram Life was at the Grifties. Haram Life was at the Grifties. Official, well, I should say unofficial, official press release has been released. Did I show this to you guys yet? No, I didn't, because I just published this last night. Shout out to Leah. Let's get this on the screens. Let's get this on the screens. So we did some shuffling around as far as personnel is concerned. Mike has moved into my personal manager position. So Mike is my direct handler now. Shout out to Fresh Mike. He's got 90 days to make it shake or he's fired. Leah, we moved Leah. She happens to have a degree in PR, in public relations. So we've moved her to PR, which I think was a brilliant decision. She wrote this wonderful press release here for the Grifties. So this is the unofficial official. The only reason why I say it's the unofficial official is because it's missing our sponsors. We do want to make sure that when the press release goes out to the newswire that our sponsors are mentioned in that. It's part of the package deal. It's part of being a sponsor of the Grifties. With that being said, shout out to the only real sponsor we had this year, Dropkick Copy. Shout out to Dropkick Copy and Nabil Aziz. These are my homies out in Dubai who basically said, bro, I really don't care about sponsoring an event. I just want to support you. He didn't care whether he got clicks to his website or no. He's like, I believe in Hotep Jesus. I believe in the Hoteps. I believe in Hotep Nation. I love the vision of the Grifties. And he threw us some bread to be a sponsor. It's just like a matter of formality. It was just a matter of formality. He would have given us the money even if there wasn't a sponsor. Hopefully next year our community does better. But I say our community, I mean everybody that's not a leftist, any corporation who's not bitch made will come in and sponsor. Some of the sponsors we spoke to that did not sponsor was Minds. Minds chose not to sponsor. Timcast IRL chose not to sponsor the Grifties. We'll reach out next year and see if they have a change of heart. But I would like to shame them now for not sponsoring one of the greatest events to ever happen in the history of mankind. Shame on you, Tim Pool. All that money, and you ain't throw the Hoteps none. I'm gonna have to schedule an interview over there at Timcast and tell him to his face, bro, you slipping, cuz. You slipping, cuz. Anyway, shout out to Rudy the Vet. Strong Dad in the chat. Protocol in the house. What up, Protocol? So the Grifties are out. You can go watch that at patreon.com/Hoteps Been Told You. That is, as you can see here on your screen, it's going to give you access to over 173 episodes of Hoteps Been Told You 2.0. You don't have to get the VIP. You can get the regular, which is $5. Now will give you access to all 2 hours of the Grifties. You can hit that link in the description box below or type in patreon.com/Hoteps Been Told You. Shout out to the squad putting that together. Shout out to Nerd Nash. Again, you know, I want to continue to thank people that were able to participate in our wonderful event called the Grifties, our wonderful award show, and Nerd Nash for stepping up and being a part of that. Not only that, it was funny because we had scripts written for people. And shout out to the team that wrote the scripts. Protocol, I know he helped write some of the script. I know Mike wrote some of it as well, if not most of it. And Nerd, he sent me a text message. He was like, bro, I'm in, but I ain't reading this script. I'm going to write my own.
Oh, this a real Hotep brother.
And that's what he did. And I got to tell you, I was floored, absolutely blown away. Did a phenomenal job. Phenomenal job. He's really got it together. So, yeah, shout out to nerdnash.com. Don't forget, tonight, Hotep's Been Told You. Tonight, when Uncle Hotep, do remember, we'll be back with another episode of Hotep's Been Told You. So tune in tonight, 8 p.m. with the Black Twitter Report, sponsored by nerdnash.com. Okay. We got our first super on our way to our goal. Gang, gang, gang. That is all. Shout out to Cassius Cam. Real quick, just to let y'all know, as I adjust some of the screens here, Cassius Cam did release a high-intensity interval training workout yesterday. Unleashed that bad boy on menoforder.com. And today, we were able to update that with the video. So there's no confusion or discrepancies. If you go to the blog, you scroll down. Wait, sorry. Let's go to the blog. Here it is. Cassius Cam's workout of the day. And if you scroll down, you'll see we now have the video in there, and the video is going to give you a demonstration of the exercises in there. So we're going to start off with the battle ropes. Then you got the farmer walks. You got your medicine ball slams. You got your kettlebell swings, the fast feet, and of course the plyo push-ups. This is the Men of Order Cassius Cam workout of the day. Get your grind on. Make sure y'all hitting the gym. Okay? I need all Hoteps to be apocalypse ready. Okay? Said Cam and Strong Daddy gonna force you to find a better gym. Yeah, if they ain't got all the stuff that Cassius Cam says you need for his workouts, you gotta find a new gym. You gotta find a new gym. Cool. All right. Shout out to my Rumblers. I see my Rumblers over there. What up, K? K over there in the Rumble. Let's see how long those links stay up. I know they don't allow advertising at Rumble, but you know, I don't know their reasoning, so I won't criticize them until I hear their reasoning, and then they will feel the wrath of Hotep Nation if they are in the wrong. But in the meantime, maybe it makes sense. You know, who knows? What? Just seen one of the worst takes ever pop up on my screen. Oh my God. All right, where do I want to start today off? I think I want to start today off with some big brain shit, and then we'll get into the Kyle Rittenhouse stuff. What else do we got in the bag? Let's take a look and see what we got in the bag. We got the Kyle Rittenhouse stuff here. We have more absurdities from TPUSA. We got Tupac with a MAGA hat on. We may or may not get into that. Who knows how much I run my mouth today. We got woke right being just blatantly wrong and just feminine. Got Chinese people dropping handbooks on CBDCs. Not sure what we'll get into, but I know where I want to start. I want to start right here. Let me put this on your screen. And I tweeted this out 11:52 a.m. Should be self-explanatory, but maybe it's not. You know, I sometimes, you know, you don't know if people can read into the things that you say. And sometimes I don't provide clarity because, well, I prefer people to think as opposed to providing clarity for clicks and all that stuff, right? So I said the greatest tool of colonization is social media. Few will get this, others will be triggered, and the rest will be intrigued. Now, I love using trigger words in my tweets. It's quite fascinating what works and what does not. I could have used a different word than colonization, but I know that the red whites hate that term because they've been inundated with it in their entire lives, or the leftist media has flooded and bombarded them with that term and blame them for colonization and all types of stuff. But I still use the term because, well, terms should not trigger you. You're not supposed to be a snowflake because of words. So we can't get caught up in that. Okay? Words are words, and it is what it is. We have to be functioning, thinking individuals. Start off with the end of RICO law? No, Rudy, no. See, you're going to get me ranting, Rudy. Rudy. So, see, you acting like a red white, Rudy. You acting like a red white. Y'all keep getting distracted. Y'all keep getting distracted. There's not an intellectual bone in AOC's body, so why would we entertain anything she says? It's inconsequential. It does not matter. The greatest thing about AOC is her looks. Outside of that, she offers us nothing to sink our teeth into. I saw the red whites talking about the RICO, and she said RICO is not. Who cares what AOC says? She doesn't have 2 functioning brain cells in her body. I don't listen to AOC. When AOC comes across my timeline and she's looking absolutely amazing, do you know what I do? I turn the video on and I hit mute. Or sometimes I listen to it because I just love her squeaky voice. But I don't pay attention to the words she says. There's nothing intellectual that can be found in anybody near AOC. So why would we make that news? Why would we bring that to the Grift Report, where we talk about intellectual matters? We're not going to sit up here and argue over something stupid on whether RICO is a crime or not. Ain't nobody got time for that. Come on, Rody. You could take the red white out the hood, but you can't take the hood out the red white.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
You could take you could take a red white out the Republican, but you can't take the Republican out of the red white. She is the grift? Yeah, I'm trying to grift that. Anyway, let's go back. I hate you, Rudy, for making me do that. I hate you. You asked ChatGPT, is RICO a crime? What did it say? ChatGPT said yes. This is what's wrong with y'all. The fact that y'all had to go ask. I saw that shit on my timeline and I scrolled right past it. I'm like, y'all really be listening to AOC? You can take the white out the red, but you can't take the red out the white.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
Anyway, coming back to what I was trying to say. Greatest tool of colonization is social media. And you guys are going to get a lot of these profound thoughts because as I'm working my way back through Tragedy and Hope for the second time, I wish it was my third or fourth time. As I'm working my way through, it's just creating these profound thoughts. And so the way this stems from the way civilization spreads, right, to peripheral nations. And this is called, let's bring this on the screen. Let's type in. Oh, there's actually a company with an organization with that name. Hold on a second. Let me okay, here we go. So the study is called diffusion, and obviously diffusion can also be a scientific term, or is a scientific term, specifically in physics. But this is a term also used in social sciences, and the definition applies the same here. So diffusion is the net movement of anything generally from a region of higher concentration to a region of lower concentration. That's what diffusion is, right? So, for example, in the case of Western Civ, the region of high concentration, mostly of whites or Europeans or the Yamnaya tribe or the corded ware tribe, their higher concentration is obviously going to be located in Europe. And there's a process of diffusion which moves them to other regions of lower concentration. And again, during this diffusion process, you're going to start to have mixed groups of people in those peripheral nations. Okay? And Tragedy and Hope is the name of my dating podcast.
Oh, this a real Hotep brother.
Oh, that's a good one. So you'll have the process of diffusion to peripheral nations. Now, here's the thing. there are different ways to bring about diffusion, okay? One of them is physical diffusion, and that's where you spread based upon geographical location, right? You increase the size of the geography of your civilization, right? Okay, good. So we have physical diffusion. Then you have ideological diffusion, and that's the spread of your ideology, your culture, your religion, et cetera, right? And the more diffusion that takes place, the more colonization takes place. Let's go back now that we've laid the foundation for this concept, this idea, this tweet. So I said the greatest tool of colonization is social media. Now, I could also tweet and say the greatest tool of diffusion, now that would have went over everybody's head, is social media. Okay. And what did Matt say? Second law of thermodynamics proves diffusion. The universe's entropy only ever increases and stays the same. Interesting. Dope. Good stuff. So what happens is you have the nexus of the Western Civ comes out of somewhere, right? Let's say it comes out of Oxford, MI6, Mossad, Charlie Indigo Alpha, FIBA, Pentagon. But there is going to be some ideological diffusion that comes out of these entities I just named. Okay? Ideological diffusion that comes out of the three-letter agencies. And, hold on. Hopefully I did not remove this. I want to show this to you because this is quite pertinent. Where is this? Hold on. No. Here we go. It moved. Here we go. All right, let's put this on your screen. So, this shouldn't be new because you guys are Hoteps. This should not be new news to you. Disclosed TV says, new. Charlie Indigo Alpha agents reportedly made fake social media accounts to spread rumors about the Chinese government, according to The Verge. Now, I don't need to pull up the document there and websites and all that. We're Hoteps. We know what happens, right? Okay. So it's published. You see it there. Everybody knows this is real. There is an ideological diffusion that takes place beginning at places like Charlie Indigo Alpha. Langley, coming straight out of Langley, glowing. Many of the accounts you see online are glowing. Your favorite influencers outside of the Hoteps are glowing. They are glowing in the dark. Okay? Let's come back. Hold on. I like to keep things in focus so I don't lose my train of thought. Hold on. Okay, here we go. I want to keep everything focused. So, in the modern world, some people might consider colonization to be a thing done with weapons like guns, bombs, F-16s like those bought by Argentina recently from the United States, from D.C. Malay just purchased some F-16 jets. Some people would think of that as colonization. However, massa has gotten sophisticated. Even the institution of slavery has gotten sophisticated. If we were to go back to the beginnings of slavery, you have many stories that are actually more like anomalies than the truth, or the majority, or the commonplace of slave masters being absolutely abhorrent or cruel to their slaves, right? And then you have an evolution where they say you're actually supposed to treat your slaves like family. You get better work out of them. So this concept of all slave masters were rude to their slaves is just, it's actually a farce, and is actually going to be counterproductive to your farming efforts. Okay. This is just basic human psychology. You catch more bees with honey. Okay. So later on, this institution of slavery evolves, and what they do is they release the body and then trap the mind.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
They release the body and then trap the mind. Thaddeus Russell again talks about this, how the Puritans head into the South with their, I'll use the term missionaries. They go into the South and they are determined to educate the Negro. Maybe there's something on this I can pull up really fast. Let's see. If I can't find it really fast, I'll keep going. Puritans educate Negro. Here we go. Here's a paper. Let's, I have to set this screen up anyway. It says, historians have assumed that 17th century Massachusetts was no different from other American colonies in its treatment of Negroes. It has been easy to overlook a colony where as late as 1715 there were only 2,000 Negroes in a population of 96,000, and where whites seemed to hold racial views similar to those of other settlers. But an analysis of Negro life in Puritan Commonwealth reveals the inaccuracy of this view. Most authorities agree that Negroes first came to Massachusetts in, and then we can't see the next page of that. Here we go. There's another one here from J. Astor. I had to actually purchase, when I was doing research for my book, I had to purchase a couple of documents from here, or membership, I can't remember. So here is the Puritan ethic in black education. And it says right here, James M. McPherson has told the story of missionary education in masterly fashion. Since professional reviewers routinely emphasize substance and research methods and rarely evaluate a work in terms of its interest to intelligent readers who are not professional specialists, based on industrious research, the abolition of most of his essay will focus on the ways in which before the guns of the Civil War had been stilled, the Protestant missionary societies had begun the heroic task of educating the freedmen. That's the line I was looking for. Okay, behind the mist of ruin and rapine wave, the calico dresses of women who dared, and after the hoarse mouthings of the field guns rang the rhythm of the alphabet, W.E.B. Du Bois recalled, bereaved now of a father, now of a brother, now of more than these. The Yankee teachers sought a life of work in planting the New England schoolhouses among the white and black of the South. Booker T. Washington predicted that the part that the Yankee teacher played in the education of the Negroes immediately after the war would make one of the most thrilling parts of the history of this country. And here we have Hotep Jesus now talking about this momentous time in history. Okay. So the Protestant missionaries, so I did use the right word, missionaries. The Protestant Puritan missionaries headed to the South to educate the Negro. What you do is you free his body. Here's, what's this? Hoping we have some images here, but we don't have the images I'm looking for. What is this? Anyway, so let's bring it back into focus. So following the release of the body, you now have the entrapment of the mind, the enslavement of the mind. And then we fast forward and we get women's suffrage, and women are so-called freed, and then they're educated, and then they join the workforce. And then when 1913 happens, and we get the, well, you guys all know what happened in 1913, which made us all slaves to the federal government. Basically a form of extortion, or is literally extortion, thanks to 1913. And that was more of a intellectual enslavement or entrapment of the body. Today, what we have is a colonization of the mind that is now colonizing all. Now, the big misstep from red whites is they see colonization, and in colonization they see the perpetuator as white and the victim as black, when truthfully this is like white on white crime.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
You have two different populations. You got your red whites and the blue whites, who are both victims of colonization. Their minds have been completely and totally destroyed and decimated to the point where they no longer think. They can't think outside the box. They're stuck in the box. They don't even know they're in a box, so they can't step outside the box to see the box, to assess the box. They've been colonized not only mentally, politically, religiously, but also culturally. The concept of American culture, which does not exist. The concept of American culture, which does not exist. Now, how are these things carried out? Well, the example Carol Quigley uses is how fast Christianity spread and other ideologies spread with the creation of the cable and the telegraph, and then later on, of course, the telephone, right? So he talks about how these things sped up. And he doesn't use the term colonization. He uses the term diffusion. Sped up the diffusion of Western civ around the world. So if said telegraph and cable, the ancient technology, which is still used to today, telephone, is a form of diffusion, what do you think social media is? Social media is diffusion of the past 100x. 100x. Noel says colonization forming a colony, a hive mind. That's correct. That's correct. That's correct. So that was my thought this morning. I don't want to spend any more time. I just wanted to sort of explain this tweet and just give you guys fair warning and help you guys not be triggered by, there's some new viewers here that might be watching. And I don't want you to be triggered by these words. That's what the left wants. They want you to be controlled by words and triggered by words. And we're going to get into that in a little bit. I'm going to get into that a little bit now. Hold on. Let's reach my long arms deep inside the bag. Pause just in case. What did I see where? All right, you might as well just go here. Let's just cover this really fast. We always gotta educate our people in these treacherous, tumultuous times. And Wokeness says, "Holy shit! Google just quietly changed its search results for bloodbath definition." Okay. So let's go ahead and see. Let's do it ourselves. Let's type in bloodbath. I have not done this, so I don't know. Let's go to all. Okay. So search results are definitely subjective, first of all, right? They're definitely subjective. Depends on your device, location, activity. And when I go and look, the first definition I get is Merriam-Webster's dictionary. Okay. Now, let me see something. Okay, so here we have the drop-down helpful menu on Google, and this one has dictionaries.com's definition, right? Let's go back. So, and wokeness, desperately looking for something to cry about. Says that on March 17th, He got the dictionary.com definition, and then on March 21st, he got the Google definition. Now, what I responded with was, it's algorithmic. All the sheep rush to search the definition of bloodbath, so they prioritize their own result in the SERP. So, what does that even mean, Hotep Jesus? Well, let's type in a different word. Let's type in magnanimous. All right. For example, we type in magnanimous. And as you can see here, we get the Google dictionary. So Google has what you would call a user-friendly version to help you find definitions, right? Actually, so let's make this easier, because what did End Wokeness use in their exact search? Okay, use bloodbath definition. Okay, so let's see. Let's type in bloodbath definition. Okay, so bloodbath definition, as you can see here, when you type in definition, they default to their own SERP, right? And this is supposed to be a user-friendly thing. This is something they do that makes it user-friendly, so you can find the word, you get the
bloodbath
audio and all of that good stuff. Now, what happens is a lot of this stuff is algorithmic, so Google doesn't know what words to bump up. But when you have millions of people who are triggered by mainstream media, I don't know why we even still pay attention to it. Mainstream media said Trump took the word bloodbath out of context. Why do you fucking care? They're irrelevant. They're fake news. Nobody listens to them anymore. Nobody clicks on that shit. But you, red whites, you're the only one clicking on that shit. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't know about it. So Google, because of all of the red whites, run and go, oh, look, bloodbath, blood. So Google goes, oh, the algorithm goes, oh, we should prioritize our definition over the search results because they try to create a user-friendly experience. Now let's take a look. Let's take a look at what he's actually crying about. Right? So, and wokeness says the definition went from a ruthless slaughter of a great number of people, and now it says an event or situation which many people are killed in a violent manner. I like the new definition better. I think the new definition is actually more professional. A ruthless slaughter of a great number of people, a massacre, bloodbath. It's also a viable definition. It just sounds very journalistic. A ruthless slaughter. It works. It's not wrong. It just sounds like MSNBC wrote the definition. Whereas the Google definition sounds like something that an intellectual would define. Right? A bloodbath, an event or situation in which many people are killed in a violent manner. That, to me, is the definition I would use to explain to a child. Right? When you start using words like ruthless, you're dealing in. It's almost like you're trying to convince or sell. It looks like persuasion as opposed to a definition. And this is why I always advise people, do not use dictionary.com. Do not use dictionary.com. Let's see what Webster is actually better. And let's see what Webster's definition is of bloodbath. And let's see if they're more professional. So they are a lot more professional than that dictionary one. One, a great slaughter. I think that's a professional use of verbiage. Two, a notably fierce, violent, or destructive contest or struggle. B, a major economic disaster. That sounds more intellectual. It sounds more Oxford to me. So, again, woke right. Just, it must be a slow news day because they're just reaching at straws. Let's go to the next story. Finally, we come to Kyle Rittenhouse. Actually, no, before that, we got to go back to colonization. I want to link this Jeff Charles tweet into the colonization conversation. So Charlie Kirk basically said, let's see, let's bring it up. Charlie Kirk, and then we'll get into Kyle Rittenhouse. I want to play the video so you guys can hear the absurdity from Charlie Kirk himself. And then you'll start to see how social media colonization is taking place by their witting or unwitting agents.
So to answer your question, no. If you vote Democrat as a Christian, I think you can no longer call yourself
What's
a
wrong with
Christian.
the volume?
You have to call yourself something else. I do not think you could be a You have to call yourself something else. I do not think
Anyway, the volume's not working. So he says here, top Trump ally, Charlie Kirk, if you vote Democrat as a Christian, I think you can no longer call yourself a Christian, right? So this comes back to my tweet before where I was talking about social media is one of the greatest forms of colonization. And I told you that diffusion also happens at the religious level. Now you have religious diffusion and you have political diffusion. And in order to be really, really good at this diffusion process, you need confusion. So what he wants to do is he wants to confuse religion with politics, religious ideology with political ideology, which is a huge mistake. Huge, huge mistake. Right? But he knows this. He knows this is a mistake because he plays Saul Alinsky rules, and we'll get into that in just a moment. He's a radical, right? According to Saul Alinsky. Okay. So let's dive into the Kyle Rittenhouse story and then tie all of this into each other. Let's pull this up. No, let's enjoy some protester activity first. We got the Summer of Love has returned, which I think is being provoked by the woke right. I saw something that said, I think of Michael J. White. Yeah, it was Michael J. White. Michael J. White. He said, they don't allow you to be a police officer if you have too high of an IQ. I always wonder why police officers seem so fucking dumb. Apparently, you can't be too smart if you're a police officer. And now I understand why I'm not a police officer. Because if I was a police officer, you wouldn't see this crowd right here. You definitely would not. Because I'm going to pull out my bat, hit somebody over the head real quick, and then the crowd going to scatter. I'm Mason. I'm not talking. You get one chat from me. Hey, stop. And then I'm pulling everything out. I'm pulling everything out. I'm starting off with the mace. We bear spraying the whole crowd. I don't give a shit. Back the fuck up. I'm a police officer. If that don't work, I'm pulling out the bat. And if that don't work, I'm pulling out the gat. But these are college students, and you're not allowed to do that, I guess. See all this talking? I ain't doing all this talking. See this heavy police officer right here? I ain't doing no talking. I'm just standing there, daring you to touch me so I can put my foot in your ass. No justice. No peace. Here we got a bunch of students. It was like many of them are black. Now this school is University of Memphis. It's almost even. It's almost even as far as population of black and white students. So you're gonna have a good amount. It's not a primarily white institution. It's not a PWI. No justice. No peace. This is basically what you call student grifters. probably mobilized by women, or more than likely mobilized by women. Maybe white women, black women, maybe young black women, older black women, but it's definitely mobilized by women. This is feminine energy. You can just tell this is feminine energy. Men don't act like this. We just take action. The other thing is it's cosplay, right? So many of these people, they feel like they want to relive, revolution and the civil rights movement and all of this shit. Okay, that's what they want. They want to relive and feel like they did something during I stood up for my rights and all that bullshit. If you stood up for your rights, first of all, you'd be in class, you'd be studying, you wouldn't be here bothering Kyle Rittenhouse and feeding TPUSA unwarranted energy. You just wouldn't do that. All right. I'm going to show you grifting right here. Hold on. You see this guy right here? You see this guy right here in the red hoodie, this burgundy hoodie? I want to show you grifting. Watch this. This is excellent grifting right here. You see that? I want you to see him look in the camera and then begin his performance. He's going to look in the camera and then begin his performance. Right? Somewhere right around here. Here we go. You see it? Right here. Why is he in Memphis? I'm going to get to that. I'm going to tell you why they took him down to Memphis. We're going to get into that. He looks right into the camera. Now watch this. Now watch this. He's saying hit us as he moves to the side. Normally, if you want to taunt somebody with hit us, you stand right in front of their car. No, he's LARPing. He's cosplaying. You're standing next to the car, sir. How is he supposed to hit you? Go stand in front of the car if you want to get hit. He not really about that life. He not about that action. He acting. You know how I know none of these niggas is fucking real? They not about that life. Look right here. Look at these niggas. Look at these niggas. This is what we call cell phone revolutionaries.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
Cell phone revolutionaries. Back in the day, you had to be ready for some action. Nowadays, it's lights, camera, action.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
I'm too good at this. Either that or the jokes write themselves. Bruh, everybody got a camera out? What are you recording exactly? What exactly are you recording? What could you possibly be recording? Oh, look, I got a video of Kyle Rittenhouse in a truck. What are you... So you TMZ, you paparazzi now? Paparazzi revolutionaries. What? It's for theater. It's for social media. It's a demonstration for social media. It's for clicks. It's for views. I guarantee you went to one of these guys' pages on Instagram. You're going to see them pose. They're going to have the fake black fist up like they did something last night. And all they did was shoot content. These niggas is yoga babies. They yoga thoughts. You know yoga thoughts, the chicks that do yoga and then record it. That's what they is, except they're yoga thoughts, but yoga revolutionaries. Revolutionary thoughts. Paparazzi revolutionaries. This is what they are. For what? For what? For what? You mad at Kyle Rittenhouse for what? For what? Let's get into the meat of it. Pause. First of all, let's deal with the fake news. Kyle Rittenhouse speaks out. The news says majority of students protested his arrival on the campus, forcing Kyle Rittenhouse to leave event early. As per local media, he appeared on stage for only 30 minutes. I'd love to know what link this is. Let me see if I can find a link. Hold on. Rittenhouse to leave event early. Hold on. I want to find the source of this. Looks like a bunch of sources. They're all saying it. It's like a press release went out and said, "Here's the official story." So we would have to find out who's the oldest of these, which I'm not about to do right now. Anyway, all right, let's come back. And he says, "No one forced me to leave the stage. The event was scheduled for 30 minutes, and I was on stage for 30 minutes." That's what Rittenhouse says. Okay. Rittenhouse, new book, Acquitted, out now. 1.1 million followers. Let's go to what I wanted to show you. Just wanted to give you just a little bit of color for today's conversation. Then we're going to go to phone lines in a minute. Text HOTEP in your name to 202-596-5631. And here's a video I ran across today. And I want to show you. So what's the lesson? Because we always have to provide people with a lesson on this channel. We don't want to just talk shit and not provide a lesson. The lesson today is called Political Action in Action. Okay? Well, I'm just thinking now. So political action in action. That's all one word. Not in action, but inaction. INACTION, right? So basically political action that has actually no action. Okay? That's what this is. And that's the lesson we're going to talk about today. So first, let's go to the tape.
CEO of Turning Point USA, Charlie Kirk, has said a lot of racist things. Like what racist things has Charlie Kirk said?
Okay, so they bring up Charlie Kirk and the racist things Charlie Kirk has said, right? And Kyle Rittenhouse says, what racist things has he said? Okay. Which was, it's a poor question with a poor response. Poor question, poor response. It's a poor question and a poor response for the same exact reason. Kyle Rittenhouse is not Charlie Kirk. You got to save them questions for Charlie Kirk. You can't ask Kyle Rittenhouse about another man. And if I was Kyle Rittenhouse, see, Kyle Rittenhouse thought, oh, yeah, I'm going to own these guys. But Kyle Rittenhouse, he's not equipped for this. This kid's barely 21. He's far from an intellectual. I don't know if you ever heard him speak before, but he's far from an intellectual. He's not exactly the smartest. He's probably qualified to be a cop.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
So his correct response would have said, do you have questions for me? I'm Kyle Rittenhouse. I am not Charlie Kirk. If you got questions for Charlie Kirk, you should probably ask Charlie Kirk. I've said this before in conversations where people have tried to make me defend Donald Trump. And I'm like, I don't know that nigga. I'm not defending another man. That's gay. That's gay. I'm not defending Donald Trump. He ain't paying me to defend him. What I will defend is my views and my ideologies and my opinions. That's what I will defend, but I'm not going to be sitting up here. People have tried that trick with me a bunch of times. What about this guy? I don't know. Go ask him. So that's where Kyle messed up.
We're going to have a little bit of a dialogue about what racist things has Charlie Kirk said.
So then he invites again, says, let's have some dialogue about this. What racist things has Charlie Kirk said? Now, let's just be clear. Charlie Kirk has not said anything racist. In my opinion. Okay? I don't think Charlie Kirk has said anything racist. He said some ignorant things that may be perceived as racist because they're based upon, racist context clues. But I wouldn't exactly call them racist. I would call them ignorant. I would call them bitch made. I would call them Marxist. I would call it liberal, leftist, anything but conservative, right? The one I probably would say is Charlie Kirk has probably said some bitch made things, but I wouldn't say racist. I would say, Charlie Kirk's just a bitch, right? From the things he says, the examples he gives, he's just a bitch, right? So let's listen.
Okay, I'll answer the question of racist things he said. He says we shouldn't celebrate Juneteenth.
Charlie Kirk says we shouldn't celebrate Juneteenth. How was that racist? That's called not minding your own business. But really, Charlie Kirk's just grifting. He's a grifter. He's grifting. He like, oh, what can I say to upset people? Oh, it's a new black holiday. Let's talk shit about it. Triggered. Just ignorant. It's just ignorant shit. Ignorant red, white shit. It's not racist. It's just ignorant, right? I, for one, I fucking hate the holiday Juneteenth. I think it's fucking stupid. But if motherfuckers want to celebrate, what do I lose? I lose nothing. So it doesn't make sense for me to go out of my way to go tweet, oh, we shouldn't celebrate Juneteenth. No, you can celebrate fucking St. Patrick's Day all day long. You can celebrate Cinco de Mayo. I don't give a shit. Can I benefit from it? If I can't benefit from it, then I'm going to just mind my business. So that's what Charlie Kirk suffers from, right? He suffers from excessive grifting. Okay, he's trying to trigger people, and we're gonna show you in a minute how he's a leftist, how Charlie Kirk is actually a leftist. I'm gonna show you. Watch this.
We should celebrate Martin Luther King Day.
Came after Martin Luther King. We saw that too. Again.
Working those days.
Again, just leftist. This is all leftist tactics. Okay, it's all leftist tactics.
Ketanji Brown Jackson, an affirmative action hire.
Ketanji Brown Jackson.
He's talked nonsense about George Floyd, and he said he'd be scared if a black.
Let's stop right there, because the last thing he says is Charlie Kirk said he'd be scared of a black pilot. Okay. Now, he mentions George Floyd. Kyle Rittenhouse is the white George Floyd.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
Now, I know some of you might be like, but George Floyd is dead and Kyle Rittenhouse is alive. Okay. No doubt. Let's go to my tweet and I'll explain to you exactly what's happening here. I say Kyle Rittenhouse is barely legal enough to purchase alcohol, but he's being used as a political prop. He's not equipped for intellectual discourse. Let the boy grow up first, is what Hotep Jesus said. He's a political prop. They do the same thing with Riley Gaines. When Lake and Riley wakes up, they're going to do the same thing with her. They turn him into political props. They don't give a shit about these people. They don't give a shit about Kyle Rittenhouse. They give a shit because they can say, we can take Kyle Rittenhouse to further our cause. That's what this is about. Using these people as political props. He knows Kyle Rittenhouse is not equipped to have intellectual discourse. He's not equipped to speak to university level students. Let's go look at some breakdowns here from some of my followers because they took it to the next level. Somebody said, I feel bad for the kid. He's not built or equipped for this, and his work options will be limited for the rest of his life. He'll be grifted upon until he's completely milked. Damn.
Oh, this a real Hotep brother.
Yeah. They're going to grift the shit out of him until he's irrelevant. Then he won't be at CPAC no more. And then what then? What are you going to do then? I like this one. Decentralized. He says, because the right has so few notables and don't really build up anyone, They are stuck with a handful of personalities to grift from.
Oh, this a real Hotep, bro.
Oh, that's so well said. That's so well said. The right has so few notables. This is a question I've been asking many of my guests. Who are the intellectuals on the right? Who are the intellectuals on the right? They don't exist. They're not there. All the intellectuals, like I said before, are libertarians. The right has no intellectuals. None. All the intellectuals that are on the right don't even claim the right. Scott Adams. People claim Scott Adams is on the right. Scott Adams claims to be a liberal. He literally says, I'm not a right-wing guy. I'm a liberal. Literally tells you he's a liberal. Can't include Scott Adams. Who else you going to go to? Who else is your intellectual? Right? So, and they said they don't build up anyone. That's another thing. It's not like, this is the problem with, it's the music industry all over again. TPUSA is the music industry all over again, right? Instead of taking someone who happens to, have some potential, is intelligent, got some intriguing ideas and building them up through the brand, no, they go and try to make stars out of athletes, out of justice victims. Kyle Rittenhouse was a justice victim. Laken Riley is an athlete. Not Laken Riley, Riley Gaines. When was the last time Riley Gaines was swimming? Anyway. Yeah, if I was her, I'd have been throwing pool parties. Anyway. What was I saying? I'm sorry, So, so they don't build up anyone, right? They just take these upstarts. Well, they're not even upstarts. They're already like famous. The media's already made them famous, and then they grift off of them. That's the same thing that the record industry does. The record industry doesn't develop artists anymore. Remember when the record industry developed artists? They don't develop artists anymore. You have to be popping, and then they come and they sign you. So it's the same thing. Same thing. You know what I'm saying? They don't build nothing up. Fresh Mike says, I feel bad for Kyle. He's being used in a way that Dems have used folks for years. This is a perfect example of the woke right.
Oh, this a real Hotep brother.
Exactly. They're just leftists. This is the woke right. So this guy said, you should invite him on your podcast. And I said, and talk about what? He's a child. Like, see, that's why I'm different from y'all. Like this is why I suck too at this job, because people will be like, oh, let's book Kyle Rittenhouse because he's popular and you get a lot of clicks, Hotep Jesus. And I'm like, there's nothing I want to talk to Kyle Rittenhouse about. Does he watch Dragon Ball Z? We can argue about, who's better, Goku or Vegeta. But like, what am I going to talk to a 21-year-old kid about? He's a child. He's the same age as my daughter. Like, what are we doing right now? Olivia said, he's older than I was the first time you had me on the pod. Here's a response to her. And that was a huge mistake. Got him. Shout out to Liv and Patriot J. But Liv got more common sense at her big age, at her little age than Kyle. Kyle's like a straight up moron, yo. I'm telling you straight, he's a straight up moron. Kyle, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to call you a moron, but you not that smart, bro. I can tell when somebody's smart. The kid not that smart. He's smart enough to be a cop. I'm gonna use that. I'm gonna wear that one down. Pretty sure he's the same age as Greta. He shouldn't be propped up like he was. The right should push people who actually have lived as an adult for a decade or more. They using the Riley Gaines maneuver on the kid. You see that? You see that? Leave these kids alone. Leave these kids alone. All right. So how is Charlie Kirk a leftist? In order to do that, we got to check out the Leftist Playbook. Many of you already know this. If you don't, go get a copy, read it. It's not that long of a read. It's called Rules for Radical by Saul Alinsky. And I'm going to just read a paragraph to you here before we go to the phone lines. You want to get on the phone lines, text HOTEP in your name to 202-596-5631. Text HOTEP in your name to 202-596-5631. And here we have what they talk about using symbology. And yesterday we talked about symbology. And I'm not going to get back into that, although I could have used this. And let's just read here. It says, Alinsky would find an external antagonist to turn into a common enemy. So some people have asked in the chat, and they said, why would you hold this event at that university? University of Memphis? Why would you hold that there? Come on, people. You know why they chose that spot. You know why they chose Kyle Rittenhouse. You think they didn't know there'd be pushback? Think they didn't know that? They like to go to the most liberal universities. Go to Berkeley. They go to the most liberal universities to have these talks. Why? Because they need the pushback, because the pushback comes with stories, media stories. It comes with headlines. Hotep Dutch said it's grifting season. Exactly. So they need that common enemy for the community within which he was operating. Often this would be a local politician or agency that had some involvement with activity concerning the community. Okay? So it says right here, Saul Alinsky would use a local politician or agency that had some involvement with activity concerning the community. That's Kyle Rittenhouse. He's that person that had some involvement or activity concerning the community, the red-white community. So it says here, once the enemy was established, the woke left, the community would come together in opposition of it. They need that enemy. This management of conflict, this is the important part here, because they need the conflict. This management of conflict heightened awareness within the community as to the similarities its members shared, as well as what differentiated them from those outside of the organization. So this is that in-group versus out-group. And then I highlighted here, I said, the use of conflict also allowed for the goal of the group to be clearly defined. With an established external antagonist, the community's goal would be to defeat that enemy. Now watch this. Last paragraph. Lastly, the main theme throughout Rules for Radicals and Alinsky's work was empowerment of the poor. Alinsky used symbol construction and nonviolent conflict to create a structured organization. And isn't that what this is? Nonviolent resistance. You always see the conservatives, they're being attacked, right? So they're like the new nonviolent. This is leftist tactics. They're the new nonviolent revolution, nonviolent. This is MLK. He said, don't celebrate MLK's using MLK's tactics. Where I'm being attacked, look at the guys attacking my vehicle. Look at the college protesters. And we didn't fight back. Teaching bitch assness. Okay? So that's that nonviolent conflict. Right? This is straight out of Saul Alinsky. He's using leftist tactics. Now, you can argue whether that's a good strategy or not, but I'll leave that up to you. To create a structured organization with a clearly defined goal that could take direction against a common enemy. At this point, watch this, Alinsky would withdraw from the organization to allow their progress to be powered by the community itself. This empowered the organizations to create change. So there's also going to be a removal, an exit. And that's when we're going to find people like Kyle Rittenhouse, falls into irrelevancy, We don't know about them anymore, and it's on to the next community to leech onto. These are all these are leftist tactics being practiced. They know that. Oh, excuse me. Oh, excuse me. A little bit of gas. We are at 14. We'll call it $15. Our goal is $28 today for this stream. Shout out to the people that helped us, helping us reach our goal of $28. I went light on the goal today because tonight is our 300th episode of Hotep's Been Told You. That's going to be lit. So make sure y'all here for the 300th episode. We got the Black Twitter report in there, and it's looking very juicy, very spicy, very juicy. Some of the topics I'm not discussing in this stream because I'm going to save them for later on. All right, we're going to go to phone lines, but first, let's put this on your screen. If you want to get on the phone lines, text Hotep your name to 202-596-5631. Text Hotep your name to 202-596-5631. China has published a CBDC handbook for tourists and visitors. It's called Explore the Splendors of China with ECNY Service Guide for Visitors in China. Why would I show this to you? What was the point in sharing this, right? We always got to know the reason behind doing things. Why is this pertinent? And I've become more selective in what I share in regards to CBDC because not everything is relevant and it could just be fear mongering at a certain point. And that's not what I want. I want education at all times. So obviously it starts here. You can download the ECNY app from the App Store or Google Play. Okay, and the name of the app is ECNY, and that is the name of the Chinese CBDC. Okay, so you can see that CBDC is going to be able to operate directly from an app on your phone. So this is why I said there will be no issues for people learning how to use a CBDC. There will be no hurdle at all. So now there's the registration part, and basically, you can. It says right here, choose any authorized operator that supports international service below to open your ECNY wallet. So you'll select one of these international PSPs. Okay, and you can register. It says you can register with over 200 from over 210 countries and regions, and then you scan a QR code to pay at the merchants. Blah 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 blah. Here's the Traveler wallet. So the Traveler wallet is interesting because it says here it has a top up button, and you can use a bank card to top up the wallet. So you can say, you take your debit card and say, hey, move $500 USD to ECNY, and it'll atomically swap that, so to speak. Really, all it's doing is it's just taking USD. It's just taking your USD and it's just an exchange. It's just currency exchange. It's not even an atomic swap. And then it says here, flip to the back side of the wallet and tap deposit button to deposit any unused funds back to your bank account. So that's pretty cool where, you're a visitor, you're a tourist, and you have ECNY, but you're going back home. You don't know when you're going to be back in China. You can convert that right back into USD, any unused funds. Okay. So that is on my timeline here. They also show it's compatible with the Apple Watch, SIM cards, scan to pay. So why am I showing you this? Well, again, when we look at China, we're looking at the future. When you look at Japan, technology, sometimes we're looking at the future. So if you want to know what the CBDC may or may not look like in your region, all you got to do is go look at this and you can start to see, okay, here's how it's going to be used and, whatever, right? I would say the first thing you got to look out for is the merchants. Check out the merchants and see what the merchants are saying. If the merchants are starting to put QR codes out, for CBDC and stuff, it's one thing. Also, remember that the pandemic taught people how to use QR codes. I remember we were using QR codes back in like 2008. I want to say we were putting QR codes on flyers, and people were like, "What is this?" And you needed a separate app to open up the QR code. People just didn't get it, and I remember Demick showed it to me, and I thought it was cool. And he said this is going to be the future, and Demick was right. It was the future, and here we are. But it was the pandemic that actually taught people, because when you went to the restaurant, there was no menus. You got to use a QR code. So now everyone knows how to QR code. So it's like the pandemic prepped people for CBDC. But then you can also make the argument that, well, they were using QR codes for transactions with crypto. So all of those arguments are definitely plausible. China making CBDC super convenient. Yeah. That's right, Jabari. All right, let's go to the phone lines. Text Hotep your name to 202-596-5631. I got Goldstein waiting. I know he's going to have a crazy take on all of this Charlie Kirk stuff. So we'll be right back after this short, brief commercial message.
Envision a sanctuary where community and sustainability are the cornerstones of living. In this haven, every family is able to grow their own food, children flourish through homeschooling tailored to unlock their full potential, and education extends beyond textbooks, instilling self-worth and a deep understanding of the world around them. Here, goodwill isn't just an ideal, it's the essence of daily life, where respect for law and order harmonizes with the community's resourcefulness. This place isn't just a dream, it's a call to action for everyone who believes in a better, more connected way of living. Join us in building a future where each individual's contributions create a tapestry of enduring harmony and prosperity. Join us in Hotepistan.
The views expressed by guests are their own, and their appearance on the program does not imply an endorsement of them or any entity they represent. Views and opinions expressed by Hotep Jesus are those of Hotep Jesus's and do not necessarily reflect the views of the Hotep Nation or any of its officials. If you have any questions about this disclaimer, please contact our Office of General Counsel via the sheet of account. And Hotep and them.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got Goldstein on the line. Goldstein, what up, man?
What's happening?
Not much. What's good with him, man?
Yeah, same old shit.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Welcome back to the show.
So let me get this straight, man. Kyle Rittenhouse has become David Hogg. David Hogg.
Oh, that was the other name I was trying to remember. Yes.
That's Kyle Rittenhouse. He's the woke rights version of David Hogg.
Correct.
David Hogg with a strap.
Except David Hogg is the real deal. Because, David Hogg's dad is FIBA.
Yeah, so it kind of makes you wonder what motherfucking tidbits will be revealing themselves about Rittenhouse.
Oh, this a real Hotep brother.
Yep.
I don't know, man. All I know is making these motherfuckers your heroes because they did some shit, all that other weird ass shit, is a significant pathological trait.
What's a pathological trait?
Making motherfuckers your hero every time they do some shit.
Yo.
Just every time they do some shit, like anytime anybody do some shit that you think is cool, now all of a sudden they're your hero.
But the thing is, it's like they not doing nothing.
They ain't doing nothing.
Kyle Rittenhouse didn't do anything.
I don't know, man.
He didn't do anything to be. Let me not say he's not heroic, because I have said that Kyle Rittenhouse is American hero for different reasons. I wouldn't hire the motherfucker to come speak at a university.
No.
He's a hero in the aspect of affirming our 2A rights. Like, thank you. You got us on a case. That's case law. Appreciate you. Can you talk about your case? That's about it. He's case law. But this whole taking him to universities and allowing him to take questions from black students, like, you set cuz up.
Yeah, that was just.
You knew what you was doing. If I hire Kyle Rittenhouse, you're gonna get on stage, you're gonna do your 30 minutes, talk about your case, and how you beat the case using the law, and then get the fuck off stage. You are not mentally equipped for Q&A, unless it's Q&A that's decent and honest. But he's not equipped for, these leftists. You know he not ready for no shit. That was fucked up. They set him up. Political prop.
Political prop. It makes me think sometimes, like, what if this was the fucking first level of humiliation ritual?
Of what?
Humiliation ritual.
Oh, damn.
Like, this is the first stage of that shit. Like, this little shit like this. Then the next level, you weather that storm. The next level, they put you in a dress.
This level one. What level is the dress? Level 2, level 3?
I'd have to say, yeah, something about level 2.
Damn.
Level 2. Then 3 is just like what they did to John Cena at the motherfucking awards the other day. They had his ass out there naked. What was the Oscars?
It's at the Oscars?
Yeah, his fool was on stage naked at the Oscars.
Yeah.
Tripping.
Yeah.
That's stage 3, because he's up there. That's stage 3. That means you're eligible for fucking, like, running for president and shit like that.
Damn.
You just be unlocking missions based on how much you want to put your ass out there. I don't know.
That's insane.
But the motherfucking whole goddamn shit, it just goes back to, like I said, you cannot make people your goddamn hero that goddamn fast.
Right.
Just because the internet said do it. Like,
right.
You don't know these motherfuckers, man. That's how motherfucking wolves get in the hen house. Wolves getting in the hen house.
Nasty work. Nasty work.
That's all I got, though, man. Can't wait to hear you guys tonight. I hope you talk about that that shit.
What shit?
The old girl with the Breakfast Club.
Oh, I ain't watch it.
You ain't watch it? Really wasn't worth watching. I'll tell you that right now. Yeah.
It wasn't worth watching?
Nah, it's basically a welcome aboard Candace.
That's what it is.
That's basically it. You'll see it when you watch it.
Welcome to Black Media. You made it.
Yeah. They're basically on there co-signing her. They're gonna keep her around and bang on her head though for a little bit. Like she's gonna get that put on action.
Yeah. Yeah. It's there was a breaking point where, again, the call went out, right, and said, listen, we've got to be more right wing. Nobody's accepting this bullshit anymore. We've got to be more right wing, right? So Candace is gonna be that voice for the black right wing.
So basically,
which isn't a bad thing.
It's not, but it's crazy because that means she's just looking for a new motherfucking massa.
She looking for a new massa?
Yeah.
She's
That's
leaving
all.
the plantation and moving to a different plantation?
Yeah, she's jangoing that motherfucker on the way out. You see, she's trying to light everything Jewish up so she can see.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's trying to.
She got the yay card too. Don't forget she got the yay card.
She got NBA card. Candace is set up for a fucking hell of a run if you think about it.
Yeah.
It just sucks she ain't got no fucking talent.
I know.
You know?
But that's why I said it's a good thing, right? And I'm going to play this video in a second, and I'm going to let y'all watch this. This shit hilarious, talking about the police and IQ. Yeah, I found it. But, you know, it's that type of thing where when they hire somebody, they don't want nobody smart. You serious? Smart people, you can't control smart people.
Didn't she come from the same talent agency as AOC?
You said
some
what?
weird shit like that? Didn't she come from the same talent agency as AOC or some weird shit like that?
That was Star Search, Super Search, Star. It was hold on, I'll tell you right now. It was her and Scott Presler. Hold on. Candace Owens, Scott Presler, talent agency. Where is it? What's the name of that? Here we go. All right, let's pull this up. There we go. I got it on the screen right there. Those are screenshots from the talent agency. It's her, Scott Presler. Who's this other chick? Oh, Lauren Boebert. Explore Talent. That's the name of them. And the way the conspiracy theory goes is, you know, they all belong to this talent agency. You got Candace Owens, you got Scott Presler, you got Lauren Boebert, and it's basically a talent agency. So it's Explore Talent. I'm about to send them my resume. Hey, y'all hiring? Y'all need some more talent? Here it go right here, connecting talents with casting professionals.
They pulling motherfucking congressmen off motherfucking casting couch and shit, man. That's when you know the motherfucking ludicrous shit has gone too far. When you pulling demagogues, motherfucking congressmen, internet personalities, and some more shit off the goddamn casting couch.
Yeah. Yeah.
What
That's
the
why
fuck?
when Rudy hit me with this shit earlier, it was like, yo, why you ain't talking about AOC? I'm like, man, you want me talking about the casting couch chick? She got handlers.
Damn. They just, here you go. This is just like, that's the CIA Senate seat right there. That's the CIA's congressional seat, baby.
Yeah,
we got to get him a congressional seat here.
Hey, yo, Mike, send my resume. Where Mike at? Yo, send my resume in to Explore Talent. See what they say. They probably be like, your account has been rejected.
Nah, nigga, you fuck around and end up in like Jersey's 13th district mayor or some shit.
Like, here's what we can do with you, Hotep Jesus. We can make you mayor of a small hood. Nah.
Yeah, look, all they talent is turning right wing right now. Look at that bitch from the look at the bitch from the Turks.
That's a good point.
That bitch from the Turks, she can't be more right wing now. What's her name?
I don't know her name, but I know you're talking about.
Tim Pool hate that bitch. He hates that bitch. That bitch can't breathe wrong. He right there to put her on blast. Bitch, here, look what you did. Nah, but yeah, that bitch right there, she turning right wing in a motherfucker. I think she from one of them agencies. Chan Uger, that's where he pulled TLC ass from.
Same agency?
He the one who, same agency. I don't know if it's the same one in Kansas, but it's one out there in New York or something. Chan Uger pulled her ass. Yeah, it's all a fucking show. That's what they should be telling motherfuckers who's hearing this right now. It's all a fucking show. It's like Big Brother, but for the real world.
Mm-hmm.
See what I did right there?
Ocasio-Cortez. I can't find it. It's probably a different agency.
Yeah, it's a different agency than Candace's.
Because no, she was created by the Turks. Chank created her. Chank
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. They held auditions for that shit, and she won.
Holding auditions for the Senate, for the congressional 14th district.
Yeah.
Niggas winning districts off Star Search.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. Glad you get back to it, though.
Yo, Hotep and Bill.
Hotep and Bill.
I'm looking at pictures of Lauren Boebert, I think this is. Like an IG chick. I don't know how old she is. It looks like maybe 20, 28, 25. You know, white women be looking old sometimes. They do that wrong kind of coke. They be starting looking old and shit. Who is this? Who that is? Damn, they got Tommy Lauren up here too? Damn. Insane. They go Candace. I'm not putting it on the screen, for legal purposes. Yo, Candace at the club in New York with the black mommies is hilarious. Nah, I gotta. Candace, yo, can I slide and put this up there, yo? You gotta let me slide on this one, yo. Can I put this picture? Nah, son. We got Candace from the block. Hey, yo. Oh, let's go to the tape. Oh, shit. Dog. Let's go, Candace.
Hotep.
Yo. Damn, Candace. Welcome back, baby. Welcome back to the hood. Appreciate you. We got Bryson back, even though Bryson's a demon slayer now. I should probably play Bryson shit. I gotta play Bryson shit before I leave. I haven't done that. Spotless, call in, yo. Where's Bryson? I'm crying. Oh my God. Oh no, I want to play this first. I'm sorry, I want to play this first.
I discard you now. Well, why? And he said, because your IQ is too high. Wow. And I'm like, what? You scored too high on the test. Despite the fact that I had...
Why they music?
It showed that I had these, my instincts of protecting innocent, what I would put myself through my IQ was too high, and that proved to them that I'm more susceptible for corruption. This is what they said. And I knew people and the higher ups in the police department, and I'm like, is this for real? And they said, yeah, unfortunately it is. And as years went on with cops, I'd ask them, is this in all of the police departments? Google it. Google it.
I've seen that before.
It's even now, still. If your IQ is too high, you can't become a cop because you are not programmable.
Because you are not programmable. That's what he said. Because you are not programmable. That's what he said. That's what he said. You're not programmable. Yo, candidates is coming up. Candidates is coming up. For people that don't know what candidates are, the candidates is an exclusive tournament for Grandmaster level, Super GM level. This is basically, all right, so let me tell you how you do it in chess. In chess, you got a champion, okay? Right now, I'm going to show you the chess champion, all right? Hold on. It's China, and that says a lot about where we are. The other one is India. India got a lot of great GMs. says a lot about. Hold on, I'm about to. Here we go. Ding Loren. Here go Ding. All right, this the chant. Now Ding beat Nepo. Now Nepo was only there because Magnus decided to vacate the title. All right, so Magnus vacated the title. So it was Ding versus Nepo. Nepo fucking blundered, and Ding won. They went like 7 matches or something like that, and Ding. It was like draw. It was all draws, and then finally Nepo blundered in like the 7th game or some shit. Ding won. Ding became champion. China's got the world champ. Okay? Now, that's China. The candidates is to see who plays Ding. So we're going to see who plays Ding. Now, the funny thing is, Ding been rusty as shit. But he's had a lot of competition as well in these tournaments. And he's actually not played all that bad. His record is not, I don't know if it's reflective of his play, but he's got to get it together. Meanwhile, Magnus is winning every tournament. Magnus is like, I vacated the title, but I'm going to take all the other trophies this year. That's basically what's happening. So I'm rooting for Nakamura. I have a feeling that, here's my feeling, right? I'm going to tell you my top 3 candidates this year. My top 3 candidates this year is Fabi. Fabi, that's my Jewish homie. Shout out to Fabi. I got my money on Fabi. He's number 2 in the world. I got my money on, see the Indians? Look, I'm going to show you how many people the Indians got. A lot of this shit is reflective of where we are. So look, I'm about to show you. Look at this. All right. Represent USA, we got a Japanese American. His name is Hikaru Nakamura. See him right there? That's Hikaru. That nigga's dope. I'm rooting for him. I'm rooting for Hikaru. All right. You got France, India. That's Vidit. Vidit next to him is India. Gukesh, India. Jan, they don't even put his country because Jan is from Russia. You're not even allowed to put Russia. Jan's from Russia. You got Prague, India. Fabi, USA. That's my good Jewish homie. I'm rooting for him as well. I like Fabi. Fabi's dope. Fabi's a cool dude. And then we're back to the top. So India got like, it's crazy. And I think this guy, wait. Who decided not to play? Because, I don't think Wesley made it. Oh, damn. I'm over here looking for Wesley So. Oh. See, Wesley So, he United States too. He would have been in there. I like Wesley. Wesley's cool. And so what I was going to say is, if Wesley So was in the tournament, I think Hikaru would have threw the game for Wesley. Because I think Hikaru is a fan of Wesley. I don't think Wesley's strong enough to make it, though. I don't think he's strong enough to beat, like, Prague or this guy right here. This nigga's nasty. This the motherfucker you got worried about right here. Ali Reza Farusha. This the cat that Magnus was like, if he not the champion, I don't want to play. That's what Magnus said. If he not the champion, I don't want to play. Ali Reza Farusha. He the new young buck coming up out of France. Spotless, man. Rudy, call in. My bad. So that's your chess update. I can't wait. So when does the candidate start? No, it's played in Toronto. Okay, so at least we'll be better on time. April 3rd is media day. April 4th, round 1. Did they announce the parents yet? They're not going to announce the parents this early. Is that the parent?
Call from
Rudy the Vet.
Rudy, what's up, yo?
You know that Republican take the red white out the Republican out the red white jab was fucking phenomenal, dude. What a jab! But that's where the internet loses context, bro. Because I was just busting balls, man. I hate the RICO law, but that shit had me weak when she said that shit, man. And I know you and my brother, man. I know both of y'all find her extremely attractive, man. She just drives me up the wall. She's so fucking dumb. She's hot, but she's the dumbest broad of all, dog. So I was jabbing at you, but that was a great counter, bro. That shit had me weak, man. I'm over here crying.
You could appreciate that one?
Man, listen, dude, I was laughing my ass off, man. Walking around the house, just laughing. I was like, yo, you hit me with you could take the Republican out the red white, but
you can take
fucking
the red
phenomenal.
white out the Republicans, but you can't take the Republican out the red white.
Out the red white. That's a phenomenal joke, brother. Phenomenal, man. That's that Fox News wit coming to bite me in the ass, man. It's good shit, brother. Good shit. Hey, look, I just want to claim it. The Vet was the first one to say Candace is out at the Daily Wire and working her way back to the black community. That was my take. I'm claiming it.
You said what?
I was the first one. I said, that's my take, that Candace was out at the Daily Wire for her Jew bashing, and she was going to try to weasel her way back into the black community.
You and Goldstein said this shit a long time ago. Before she did Breakfast Club, before she did Button, you and Goldstein, I think Unc too, all said this is a Hotep.
Oh, this is a real Hotep.
This is a real Hotep moment because all of y'all said, yo, she making her exit.
Yep. And I'm going to tell you something. If you're typing in that chat when the Nephilim's talking, you're missing the intellect of the Nephilim, dude. You got to be quiet. You got to put your thumbs down when the Nephilim's talking, because there's not one day he's come in here and dropped some horse shit. That dude drops bangers every fucking time he's on the show, dude. Shout out to you, Goldstein. Shout out to you, brother. You drop some kind of gem every day. Every day you drop something like, damn, I never thought about it that way. So y'all need to calm down and stop the typing when the Nephilim's talking. That's about it. Hey, look, I do disagree with you though, man. I would love for you to have Kyle on, man. And I'm gonna tell you why. Listen. To educate him on what they're doing to him, brother, because nobody in that sphere is telling him, "Yo, man, we're pimping you."
I'd pull him to the side. I wouldn't do that publicly. I'd pull him to the side, like, yo, you know, you getting pimped, right?
Yo, hey. Sometimes you gotta do it in public, man. Sometimes you gotta do it. Sometimes you got to do it in public, man. To be like, Kyle, you know you're getting pimped out, right? You know you're getting pimped out.
I can't do that.
I would call him up, bring me on. I'll tell you, Kyle, they're pimping the shit out of you, bro. They're running it in you right now. You supposedly have all these lawsuits. You done sat here for the last 3 or 4 years. Hey, man, I need help with my legal fee. I need help with my legal fees. People that pay for your lawyers, either shut the fuck up, go away and live your life. But if you want to come out in the public square, do it as a man and don't get pimped by Charlie Kirk. Because everybody knows Charlie Kirk is a bitch. Okay? Everybody knows it. He's been it for years, ever since the only reason he turned racist is because Candace left and he wanted to dip in that chocolate. And I'm holding that to the day I go down, dog. I'm holding that tape. The only reason he got mad at black people because he was so infatuated with her, and then she jumped for the tunnel digger Shapiro, and he's been stewing ever since, man. He's been over there steaming ever since.
Sly said, HJ scary. It's not that I'm scary. Y'all see me put niggas on blast before. It's not that. It's just that you got to give me a reason to put a nigga on blast. Otherwise, I always give respect to other men first. So I would never just be like, yo, you getting pimped in public to somebody. I wouldn't do that. Like if we was at a party in a crowd of people and we was all standing around and I walked in the party, everybody say, hey, Hotep Jesus, and I turned to such and such. I'm like, yo, you getting pimped I don't feel good playing somebody like that. I'm gonna pull them aside and be like, yo, Kyle, you know what, man? Like, I think you getting played, my nigga. I think you getting played. So it's for me is I'm about respect. I give respect because I expect respect. And that's the thing about respect. It's like a lot of people want respect, but then they be out here disrespecting people. And it's just like you can't operate like that. You gotta always give niggas respect. So as a man, I respect Kyle Rittenhouse, not to bring him on my platform and be like, hey, little nigga, you getting played and you getting pimped. I'm trying to give him some respect.
Okay, I respect that, but I'm pretty sure that you could articulate the message better than I could. Because I'd be like, yo, they're pimping your dumb ass. I'm pretty sure you could be like, hey, Kyle, this is what's going on, man.
He might need to hear it from you, though. We might need to pull him aside. We might need to show up at CPAC and be like, yo, Kyle, come over here. I need you to talk to one of my red, white homies. And you need to just lay it to him. Like, look, motherfucker, you getting pimped. You know, it might.
Yeah, you are.
You might get through to him faster than I can.
Because the thing about him is, if he'd have just shut his stupid mouth, fought his case, and disappeared in the background, instead of trying to go on every TV show and every podcast he could possibly go on, he might have been like Nick Sandman and got an $85 million payout from CNN for them slaughtering his name for calling him a white supremacist. But when you jump in the public square and you put your face all over the place for nothing, well, then when you go into the defamation lawsuits, they're going to be like, dude, you're a public figure. No, they could say whatever they want to about you. Right. But you would have just faded away into the background. You might have been like old Nick Sandman and got paid, but you didn't because your handlers suck. Shout out to Saul Alinsky, one of the greatest Viet Cong tunnel diggers that ever lived, because the right just bit his game plan, man. That dude did a great job of just turning people stupid, man. So shout out to that tunnel digger. Shout out to all y'all in the chat. I can't wait till tonight, man. It's going to be lit, man. I love working Thursday nights because I wish I could type a little more, but Thursday night's my night, man, because y'all make a nice easy night of work, man. Driving around in that tow truck. Cannon, if you're listening, Cannon, you better stop slacking. I need that after party, man. Jay, I know you're in the chat. Come on, man, get on him, because I ain't been able to chat with him since I met him at the Grifties. So let's all tighten up tonight, Cannon. We're gonna need that after party, man. But anyway, brother, peace, respect to everybody in there, man. Hotep and Bill to everybody in there. I'm gonna colonize a mountain in the name of the Hoteps. Stick that flag in that motherfucker, and all are welcome, as long as we're going to pop anybody who comes up there who doesn't rock that HN flag. I'm out. The bet is gone. See you tomorrow, brother. See you tonight, and then I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.
Lord Jesus. I want to address this comment. HJ making people work in Hotepistan. He's wrong. I'm a fascist. I'm definitely a fascist, but no. In Hotepistan, there is no work.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
See what I did there? There is no work. In Hotepistan, there is no work. There is duty. There is no work. There's duty, but there is no work. There is rehabilitation. You have to remember that the nucleus, the core, the genesis of Hotepistan is about rehabilitation. That is the reason Hotepistan exists, to rehabilitate the mind. So where you see work, I see rehabilitation. For example, there are going to be expenses like maintenance. No problem. We have no problems contracting that out. We have no problem contracting that in. There is somebody in Hotepistan that we can pay, and their company will handle that service. Or we can create that corporation and that service. So in Hotepistan is not work, but opportunity.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
Hotepistan is a capitalist utopia. It is a capitalist utopia. In fact, in Hotepistan, there's no Wi-Fi.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
There's no Wi-Fi in Hotepistan. No Wi-Fi in Hotepistan. You want a connection? You need a hard line connection. We don't do those electromagnetic waves. We don't do that. You know how people wear them earbuds? That shit is bad. Ever since Tanad told me at HotepCon, I was like, man, let me just listen to Tanad. I use the wired shit. I use wired. I don't do the wireless shit. That shit too close to home. I get paid off of my mind. You know, this is how I make my living, is using my mind. I live with my mind. Why would I want something to have detrimental? I literally take flow. I would nootropic brain health. Brain health. That's all it is. It's brain vitality. Why? Care about my brain. This is the central nervous system. Yeah, no. So Alberto says H.J. Ben said Hotepistan is fascist. It is fascist. It is fascist, absolutely. But I don't believe in making people commit to labor. That doesn't make any sense. There are people that will pay you for the experience of working. Why would you grab people that don't want to work and make them work?
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
You know, there's like these, they're called like digital detox. They got one out in California. This guy Donovan runs one. And these digital detoxes that people pay to farm. So they have the experience of farming. They will pay you to have the experience of farming. Oh, wow, look at this cool experience we can do for the weekend. We live in America. You don't have to make anybody do anything. People will pay you for the experience. That's how much privilege exists in this country. This expansion of Western civilization. That's how much. So we don't need to make people work in Hotepistan. It's not conducive. Hotep is like, it means peace and satisfaction. So everything we do will be peaceful just because it's fascist. You know, and I think that the problem is when I think of fascism, I think of Marcus Garvey. When others say fascism, they think of Mussolini. But Garvey said Mussolini stole fascism from him. So I don't know what the truth is.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
You dig me? This is Marcus Garvey's words. Marcus Garvey said he invented fascism. So I'm still in my very much black nationalist ways or habits in aligning with fascism. But fascism is simply control of the production. Instead of ownership, it's control. Minor difference. But ownership is a different story. It's yours, but we control it, right? A bit different. And that might be alarming for some, which I completely understand. But you need controls. Humans need controls. To say we don't is asinine. You can believe, that you can exist in a population of people who are anarchists and, they believe that everybody can coexist and just be free and do whatever they want and follow the no aggression principle. But it's just not a likely outcome. You're more likely to have peace where there is structure. That's why there's a father in a household to provide structure. You wouldn't allow your kids to do some of the things that you believe people should have the freedom to do. So if it's not good enough for your kids, why would it be good enough for somebody else? Well, it's the free will. No, motherfuckers, you give some motherfuckers too much free will and now they're bugging, they're tripping. Ancient societies prune their population based upon certain characteristics. They do it now. It's called eugenics. Yeah, man. Fathers, you supposed to been calling. Who is this? Who is this? Who is this? What was I saying? Can't build men without labor. Nobody want to work in America, which is why it's so gay. Also true. Also true. Well said, Loki. Morgan Heverin, I love my job. I work every day. I'm an indoor cannabis cultivator. I never work. See what I'm saying? Why would you have to hire people when there are people who already love what they do? It doesn't make sense. That's what Hotepistan is. It's common sense. It's common sense. And, you know, there are restrictions. When you go to Dubai, everybody love to go to Dubai. Nobody argue about them rules. You don't see people protesting the rules in Dubai. You don't see that. Hotepistan is going to have very stringent rules, and Dubai is going to be in the sample. It's when we decide to figure out our governing policy, when we put together our board of governors, and we decide what is going to be our governmental policies, Dubai is going to be in the sample pile. It's going to be in the sample pile for behavioral restriction. If you do X, Y, and Z, you're extradited. You will have a first-class ticket to extradition. You will be outside of the walls of Hotepistan immediately, without trial.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
Without trial. Okay? We are fascist. We are fascist. Okay? But we are not here to make anybody work. Said, real talk, AJ, make me rethink being a libertarian. Real Hotep-ish. Listen, man. I always go back to the earliest civilizations, right? And beyond the concepts. Matter of fact, let's go to that segue, right? We could do a history lesson, and it'll be a refresher for me. Can't believe Nakamura got to play Fabi. This is where I go. When I think of what humanity should be, this is where my mind. Anybody feel me on this? Lemuria was a continent proposed in 1864 by zoologist Philip Sclater, theorized to have sunk beneath the Indian Ocean, later appropriated by occultists in supposed accounts of human origins. Okay. So I think of Lemurians. When I think of what are humans, how should humans exist? Oh, they mentioned Helena Blavatsky. I like her. I remember studying her. This lady was, this lady's just, Russian chick. Yeah. This is, he died May 1891. Damn. Blavatsky. Yeah. Yeah. This is taking me back. Serving in the court. Right here. Look at this. Blavatsky's family was aristocratic. Okay. Self-educated 17-year-old who was a daughter of princess. Similarly, self-educated aristocrat. Self-educated. Blavatsky's father, descendant of German aristocratic family. Okay. Russian royalty, horse artillery. Rise to the rank of colonel. Okay. As well as her Russian and German ancestry. Blavatsky could also claim French heritage, for her great-grandfather had been a French Huguenot nobleman who had fled Russia to escape persecution, there serving in the court of Catherine the Great. Okay? So her great grandfather served in the court of Catherine the Great. Now I don't know if y'all know anything about Catherine the Great, but her reign was, it's notable, I should say. It's very notable when you talk about Russian history. You kind of they talk about her a lot. Blavatsky. All right, so let's go back. My bad. I just got sidetracked there. Lemuria, right? Blavatsky theorized that Australia was a remnant inland region of Lemuria, Aboriginal Australians, Aboriginal Tasmanians, which he identified as separate groups, were of Lemurian, Atlantean origin after crossbreeding with animals. Our idea was subsequently developed into pseudo-histories in Australian popular culture. All right, so this is what she was talking about. Okay, but I'm trying to find the culture. Obviously, Wiki's not going to be a good place for Lemurian culture. All right, here we go. Let's see what they say here. It's a long paper. No, this is just source. Where did I find? I could probably find my source. All right, if y'all not gonna call in, I'll turn the phone lines off in a bit. Hold on while I geek out. Okay. Lived underground in a metropolis known as Telos, the city of light. This is, yes. Okay. Yes. All right. Remember I told you about Harvey Spencer Lewis? All right. So that's because you had a bunch of spiritualists. You know how y'all want to talk about that spiritual stuff? You have a bunch of spiritualists, and one of them is Harvey Spencer Lewis. He talks about Lemuria, lost continent of the Pacific. And Lemuria and its peoples. These are some of the documents that I read. I've never read Blavatsky's stuff on Lemuria. Not that I can remember. Oh, that's another one. The Mystery of the Essenes. This is another really good read. Mystery of Essenes. Really. Lemuria. But that's what I think of. When I think of Hotepistan, I think of, this ancient civilization where, because the issue is industrialization. Like people say, like that's why I pinned that question, right? I really like that question or that statement. Hotep Jesus gonna have everybody working. Unc putting swine on the timeline during Ramadan. Court. Word. Oh, wow. Damn.
Oh, this a real Hotep brother.
Oh, man. Kamar Daniel 999. Appreciate you, Kamar. Appreciate you, Kamar. Oh my God. During Ramadan? That's nasty work. Nasty work. You see my So yeah. So, that's why I said it's not about like, making people work. It's like industrialization and work is the issue. Like that is the issue. Like is self-sustenance work? Like think about Think about how little work needs to be done to sustain a community, right? For example, because of technology, let's say for let's say it's for let's say the attendees of the Grifties get together and decide to form a community and be self-sustaining. That's roughly 100 people. You figure that with everyone chipping in, it would probably be 10x the work. So you'd probably have to work a very minimal amount just to sustain. And the thing is, when Hostepistan is being built, we're coming in with wealth, right? So we could hire anybody to come in and do anything. Yo, go set this farm up for me. I'll contract that shit out in a second. You know, this is what happens when you have a group of wealthy people together. You can just pay a contractor. Yo, knock down these 10 buildings. Here are the blueprints for these other ones. And build those buildings. How long is it going to take? All right, cool. In the meantime, we start doing other types of cultural planning, right? And then the actual maintenance of it is really just like, management. And there's going to be somebody on the team that's going to be like, I would love, please, they're going to beg me, please, Hotep Jesus, let me handle, the cattle duties or just how people work. That's just how it is, And then it's all about feeding people to those various individuals who love that passion. This is the problem with school too, where we don't identify, or sometimes we do identify a child's natural proclivities, but we tend to funnel them into general education instead of specialization. So we do the same thing with the children, and that's to their own detriment and ours. Detriment to humanity, pretty much. Hotepistan have any ports? We definitely going to need a port city. Or we're definitely going to need a port city. One of our expansionist colonies is definitely going to have a port city. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, ideally, Hotepistan is an island, Ideally. Yeah. Yeah. I want to purchase one of the islands off the Keys. It's got to be inside of the Keys, though. Just so we're hurricane proof, because I know how the government like to hit the hurricane button and shit. So we're going to have to really scout out where we're at. You said don't hire them if they don't sign. Remember to have all those contractors sign NDAs about what they've seen, heard, and built. Absolutely. Absolutely. Your wireless earbuds are bad for your brain? Yeah. You ain't supposed to have all that. Bad quality? Oh. One of the callers said he can't call in because he's driving and the call's going to have bad quality. Unfortunate, but it's all good. Do I have anything else? All right, so I'll leave off with this. I don't want to see Fabi play Hikaru. Those are my two faves, but you know what's going to happen? Remember I said it. They're probably going to draw. They're going to do like some 15 move draw repetition. If the candidates allows it, they might not allow it. Jan versus Nihat. Ali Reza versus Prague. Vidit versus Gukesh. The match to watch is probably right here. Gukesh versus Vidit. Gukesh is a beast. Gukesh is sick. Anyway. We got the American Cup happening. Okay. Who's winning the American Cup? What's today? Thursday? Hotep Thursday. We are back tonight for another episode of Hotep Thursday with Uncle Hotep. What are we talking about tonight? Let me pull the schedule up for y'all. Black Twitter Report, sponsored by nerdnash.com. Okay, here we go. Is black culture turning red, white, and blue? Question mark, question mark, question mark. It's a good question. That's a good question from Nerd. And the truth is, it's just that swing to the right. I told you. This is the swing to the right. Everybody's swinging to the right. This is the pendulum shift. But anytime they want, they gonna hit Pavlov's bell, and them niggas gonna wake up like they had smelling salts. Beyonce album cover. Money Man is rocking with Trump. Sexy Red. Sexy Red performs in American flag gear and has a blow up make America sexy again hat. Already showed her support for Trump in the past. Yeah, yeah. We got Hotep Court. Oh shit! I can't spoil it. We got Hotep Court tonight. We're gonna have a bunch of charges, it looks like, because we got Unc on fucking pork on Ramadan. We got pork on Ramadan. Damn. And we got a couple of charges. Oh my God. Oh my God. Yeah, interesting episode we got lined up. Shout out to Nerd Nash for lining that up for us. Sorry, I was just checking my mentions. Oh man, these niggas corny. Oh, excuse me. Is anything else trending? Let me check the trends. You know, I like to check the trends, and then I'm gonna do a quick drudge look over for you too. Why is Apple trending? What is Apple trending for? Justice Department sues Apple and alleges the tech giant has maintained an illegal monopoly on smartphones in the U.S. Well, duh. Oh, duh. Their entire Apple's phones are just too good. We need to limit their sale require. Let's see what this guy's saying here. I really don't care.
Good morning. Early market exceeds 65%. Apple charges as much as nearly $1,600 for an
word.
iPhone.
Bryson Trailer got you.
But as our complaint alleges, Apple has maintained monopoly power in the smartphone market not simply by staying ahead of the competition on the merits, but by violating federal antitrust law. Consumers should not have to pay higher prices because companies break the law. We allege that Apple has employed a strategy that relies on exclusionary, anti-competitive conduct that hurts both consumers and developers.
So I think this got to do with like they changed industry standards. Okay? Like you can't just buy a charger. Like if you got an Android and your friend got an Android, no matter who you get your Android from, y'all could use the same charger. Apple be like, nah, we got a special charger. Our charger's better. You know what I mean? So I think that's what he's talking about. Cause Apple, yeah. And then you also got the 30% from the App Store. They be killing niggas on the App Store. Oh my God, you cannot do nothing on the App Store. They give you problems when you update your app. Oh, it's a nightmare. I remember the good old days, man. You could just put an app up and make some money. Nowadays, it's not even fucking worth it, bro.
For consumers, that has meant fewer choices, higher prices and fees, lower quality smartphones, apps, and accessories, and less innovation from Apple and its competitors.
I mean, that's true. They've been putting out the same phone for years now. And then it's like, Yeah, they do be fucking up. I don't know if this is the right course of action, but nothing he's saying is wrong.
For developers, that has meant being forced to play by rules that insulate Apple from competition. And as outlined in our complaint, we allege that Apple has consolidated its monopoly power, not by making its own products better, but by making other products worse. Apple carries out its exclusionary anti-competitive conduct in two principal ways. First, Apple imposes contractual restrictions and fees that limit the features and functionality that developers can offer iPhone users.
Oh, yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, they be telling you what you could do and shit.
Second, Apple...
But it's free market. That's they shit. I don't know if the guy... You already know how I feel about free markets. But you also know I'm fascist too, so I'm like... I'm conflicted right now. Hold on, let's see.
Selectively restricts access to the points of connection between third-party apps and the iPhone's operating system, degrading the functionality of non-Apple apps and accessories. As a result, for most of the past 15 years, Apple has collected a tax in the form of a 30% commission on the price of any app downloaded from the App Store.
Didn't I tell you about that? Didn't I just say the 30%? I just said that. Bro, that 30% be hurting. I'm telling you. That 30% be hurting, man. Like, damn, bro. Hey, listen. If they gonna do this, get YouTube too, because YouTube raping me for 30%, yo. Apple, Google, matter of fact, now I'll support this shit.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
Get these niggas. Get these niggas, man. Get Apple. Now I'm on the government side. I am a hypocrite. And I love it. And I love it. Matt Earth Theory said, in Hotepistan, we bring all businesses under heel. Facts. Facts, nigga. There's no greed in Hotepistan. Oh my God. Election season. Government needs a favor.
As well as
I'm sorry.
For most of the past 15...
That was music to my ears. When he mentioned that 30%, I got to play that back. I'm sorry.
Second, Apple selectively restricts access to the points of connection between third-party apps and the iPhone's operating system, degrading the functionality of non-Apple apps and accessories. As a result, for most of the past 15 years, Apple has collected a tax in the form of a 30% commission on the price of any app downloaded from the App Store, as well as on in-app purchases.
Oh, tell them what kind of business practices are these? Yo, the free market in me is like, nah, you can't touch it. You can't touch it. In Hotepistan, we putting our foot on Apple. In the United States, you got to let Apple rock, yo. You got to let Apple rock. What you need to do is lower restrictions. That's what the government should do. So instead of the government coming in and saying, Apple, you're doing X, Y, and Z wrong, the government should come in, lower all types of restrictions, and create, I would create a fund or government grants for cell phone development, right? And then target people, who could, produce something, right? Bring manufacturing back home. This is what Trump was talking about. Remove minimum wage. Lower taxes to zero. If you did all of these things, Apple would have competition. Apple would have competition. You see what I'm saying? So while he talking about Apple's 30%, what about that 25%, 30% we're paying to the government? Some people paying 50%, 45%. But what he's saying is not wrong. He's there. I think the government is wrong and for coming after Apple. there's a lot of other ways to solve this problem, but what he's saying is not wrong. This is the shit that this shit that they do is it's damn near criminal. It feels criminal. Listen, it feels very criminal. That's why I'm conflicted. In one way, I'm like, yeah, get these motherfuckers. In another way, I'm like, I don't know if I want this on the Supreme Court books. Can we do this off the books? Can we not record this in the legislation? Let's see.
Apple is able to command these fees from companies of all sizes.
Mm-hmm.
Apple has also suppressed the emergence of programs like cloud streaming apps, including gaming apps, as well as super apps that could reduce user dependence on Apple's own operating system and expensive hardware.
See? You heard him say super apps? If you already know, Super DAP, hit Super DAP. See it right there? Join the Telegram. Join the Telegram. Link in the description box below. Get in the Telegram group so you can get invited to the Super DAP. Here. I'm gonna sign in real quick. This is the Hotepistan crypto verse I'm showing you right here. But I got the beta version. All right, go here. We're gonna come back to that. Hold on.
And as any iPhone user who has ever seen a green text message or received a tiny, grainy video can attest, Apple's anti-competitive conduct also includes making it more difficult for iPhone users.
That's true. You ever get a video from somebody on Android and that shit just come out mad blurry? Like, why is the video blurry? Apple dirty, bro. Apple is mad dirty. They are dirty, bro. I just got a video. I'm going to show you. Look, watch this. Right here. So, Amber sent me this. This is a video of a family we helped through our homeschooling program.
Hi, Debbie Davis, and my kids got the robotics course. They have course. They've had
Right? Now you can hear the quality of it's been degraded. The quality of it's been degraded. The video quality of it has been degraded. And then I'll show it to you here so you guys can see it. Look at how grainy, like it doesn't even, when I pull it up, it doesn't even fill out the screen. It just looks a mess. So I text her, I said right here, I said, that's so dope. How can we get it in higher quality? Me not realizing, now I'm putting two to two together. She had to email the video to me to bypass these phones. That shit is real, yo. Yo, who this?
It's Rudy, man. Hate to double dip, man, but I just want to, I know everybody's got their, I like my Android, I like my Apple, but I want everybody to remember this. When them San Bernardino terrorists got up that Christmas party, Apple 100 and made them would not open the phone for the feds. They would not give them the encrypted codes. They would not let the feds into their phones without warrants and court appearances. So
yeah,
I understand they're all crooks in the long run. Like Google ain't no better. Like I said in the chat, it's just Google and Android's lobbyists pay a little bit more than Apple's.
But this nigga ain't told not one lie yet.
No, he hasn't, dude. But you think it's any better with YouTube? You think it's any better with Google? You think it's any better with
I need him to add YouTube to this.
And if anyone wants to do the research, dig into his daughter and his son-in-law. They run run one of the biggest publishing house, putting all this LGBTQ school curriculum out into the fucking public sphere. They're the ones printing these books, gender queer and all that, and sticking it in public schools. This man is a charlatan. This man is a leftist. You know what I'm saying? It's funny how they all got together and forced TikTok, China, to sell its interest in TikTok to an American company. Why don't they force Apple to bring all them jobs back home and make them iPhones here?
Yeah, exactly.
You know, they pick and choose, man. This ain't free market capitalism. You know, if you don't like Apple, you don't like the way they go buy an Android. You know, the problem is there's only two choices. It's either Apple or Android. You want real free market capitalism? Eric Prince. I was watching Eric Prince is just come out with a cell phone that's like a dark phone, like you can. The dude from Blackwater, man, he's about to come out with a whole new line of cell phone that protects your data, shuts off the grid. I mean, I seen O'Keefe talking about it yesterday, man. I hope it does everything they were claiming it does, man, because that's the phone for me, dude. That's the phone for me. It stops the tracking, stops the running systems in the background. But let's see if that catches any water. How many Americans would love to have that? Wouldn't you like to have that phone where they can't track you, can't stalk your personal identity and all that?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? O'Keefe was talking about it yesterday. Eric Prince is about to launch a brand new phone. You know, and if it ends up coming out and working when the bugs are out, I'll be going off Apple and Android. I can't stand it. Who, Eric Prince?
Yeah.
I guess he created a company to build this new phone.
I remember this kid, he was like, this is the Freedom Phone. And it was like an Android from China.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
It was running Google operating system.
Right. Well, I remember that too. But this is Eric Prince from Blackwater. So, like I said, I've never been one to jump on the fad. But when that thing comes out, if it works like they say it works, I'll be the first one to get rid of my Apple, man. I'll be the first one to get rid of it, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I used to work at Verizon, dude. I used to work for Verizon selling phones, man. And the only reason I switched from Android to Apple is because people would open up websites and come in with their Android phones completely fried, and I've never seen an Apple phone completely fried by a virus.
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I switched initially when I switched.
All right, thank you, Rudy. Appreciate it.
All right, I'm out, brother.
All right.
All right.
I think it's rambling. This is the super app, like Super Dap. This is what I was talking about before. You got your chats over here. So if I go like Godson, shout out Godson. So if I go to Godson, go to his channel, hit his channel, I could just send him money. I could request money right here. And I could send him super. You know what I'm saying? Oh wait, what asset am I trying to send? There we go. I can send them sis. You know what I'm saying? Bang, bang, boom. Whoops. And you see it right there. It'll pop up in the chat. Sent sis. Yo, I got a homie. He was he had a little situation with the IRS. And he was like, yo, I'm a big proponent of crypto now. Like him just realizing like what they're able to do, like as far as seizing your money. He like, nah, I'm a big proponent of crypto now. And dead ass, I need people to get on crypto so I can start doing things in crypto. But I'm telling you, it's y'all get it later. You'll get it later. You'll get it. Then they got the leaderboard. You see who's first place right there, Hotep Jesus. You see it. But you can create groups. Like I said, we're gonna have a group in here, and then basically, so if you look here, you'll see. Let me pull this up on your screen so you can see this better. It'll show you how much is invested. So right here, you see right here, I have 3,010 super. So that's how much I've invested in, and that's why I'm one of the most rewarded users. But let me go to like Patrick. That's my profile. Oh, he's also my friend. So give me go to Mickey. And they show you all the groups that they're a part of. So sometimes what could happen is you could come in here and you can snipe groups, right? So you'll see like one group is more active than another, or the groups that somebody is a part of that are starting to generate capital, and like really, getting some gains, and you can go in and join those as well. And so it's sort of like betting on people and community. That's really what it's about. Sort of like the meme token game, except it's not. There's no meme token to be made. It's just a group. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's what he was talking about in his hearing. He was talking about these super apps and Apple's non-compete ways and all of that shit.
Users to message with users of non-Apple products.
Yeah, so that's what I was
ever seen a
that's
green
another thing, right? Like communication, end-to-end encrypted communication. That's another thing that Super DApp is good for, communication. And that's what he's talking about here, as far as messaging is concerned.
text message or received a tiny, grainy video can attest. Apple's anti-competitive conduct also includes making it
Why he got RFK voice?
More difficult for iPhone users to message with users of non-Apple products. It does this by diminishing the functionality of its own messaging app and by diminishing the functionality of third-party messaging apps. By doing so, Apple knowingly and deliberately degrades quality, privacy, and security for its users.
Compromising my security? I mean, if they're going to do this, they got to throw Google in it too. What are people saying about this? How many members of Congress were briefed on this action in advance? Did any of them sell Apple short? We'll have to wait 90 days or more to find out. This is interesting. I'm not an Apple fanboy, but I find anything Garland is against, I'm suddenly for. He and his boss have to go. That's what. See, I don't belong to that school of thought of if you're a Democrat, you're not a Christian. I don't do that whole thing. I take everything case by case. Democrats and Republicans, them niggas look like the same snake to me. So the arguments here are whack. Like, I want to see good arguments, and just saying, oh, anything Garland, I feel you. All right. Here's a good question. How many congressmen sold Apple stock before this announcement? Yo, who had the info on the puts? Damn. How many small investors will be punished for this? This is wild. I don't know. I'm here for intellectual discourse. I'm seeing just idiots make noise. I want to hear some good arguments for and against this. I want to hear them. I want to hear them well. I want them from both sides. Pause. Yeah. Yeah. All right, man. I'm about to get out of here. People texting me. I'm about to get out of here. Y'all be well. Stay merry. Tell somebody in your family that you love them. And as always, Hotep and Bill. I'll see you tonight at 8 with Uncle Hotep. Make sure you there, 8 p.m. Eastern. Hotep Court is getting started up tonight. All right? Hotep and Bill.